Hi, everybody. Again, I would like to introduce our new topic for today, which is quadratic equations. So we are going to learn how to solve quadratic equations with second degree, how we can say it. And also, I would like to mention that the video might be useful for different types of people, because this these types of problems you can find in nearly all English language programs, especially secondary problems like Attestat exam, which 9th and 11th grades are going to take. This might be useful for IGCSE, who wants to study this British program. Also, international mathematics programs for middle year programs, grade 9. And also in SAT, you can find the same type of questions. So this is the topic which is found in nearly all English language exams, in all English language tests. So let's start from of explanation. What is the quadratic equations? So quadratic equations usually are in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So to start from, we have to be sure that here a always should be not 0, because if a is 0, then we get here 0 times x squared, which makes it not quadratic equation. Then we get the linear equation bx plus c, which is a completely different topic. So we are going to consider a is not 0. And today we are among some solutions of such equations, we are going to consider one of the important ones, the method of factorization. This method sometimes might seem difficult for some types of people, but other students might seem it easier. So that depends on your choice, which one to solve. But these methods lay also basis for solution of using the formula. So today I'm going to start with the easiest case of factorization of such types. Let's suppose that we have such an equation, ax squared plus bx equals to 0. You can see if we compare these two equations, here c is absent. It means that c is equals to 0. So in this case, it's incomplete square equation. So it's an incomplete quadratic equation. So when c is 0, then such a quadratic equations can be considered complete one. But if c is 0, then it is incomplete case. So let's try first to concentrate on solution of such equations. Well, let's suppose we have such an equation, x times x minus 3 equals to 0. You can see here that it's x times x minus 3. Obviously, there is, to solve such problems, it's a product, you see. We need to know such a theorem which is called the null factor theorem, So what is this rule? What is this theorem? It actually, if we have the product equal to 0, AB equals to 0, then here A is equal to 0. Either A is equal to 0 or B equals to 0, or both of them is correct. So in order to solve this equation, we need to either take x equals to 0, yeah, or there should be x minus 3 equals to 0. So for x equals to 0, we get, again, x equals to 0. There is no change. But here, x equals to 3. You can see we have the equation has got two solutions, 0 and 3. Let's do another one, another type. For example, let's suppose we have 6x minus 1 times 3x plus 2 equals to 0. Again, according to null factor theorem, we are going to get 6x minus 1 equals to 0, or 3x plus 2 equals to 0. So let's solve this. First of all, 6x minus 1 equals to 0. From here, we get 6x equals to 1. And obviously x equals to 1 out of 6. And in the second equation, we get 3x equals to -2, which gives us x equals to -2 out of 3. So you can see here two solutions. We got the two solutions, 1 out of 6 and -2 out of 3 are both roots. They are the roots of for this equation, quadratic equation. And to continue, now I would like to see something in extended form. So let's suppose that we have such an equation, x squared minus 5x equals to 0. It's again the incomplete equation. What is the difference here? The difference from the previous one is that it's not factorized yet. So before that, we need to factorize this equation. So how to do this? We factor out x here. So x times, we get x times x minus 5 equals to 0. Again, it's the first, if you remember, in the first exercise, we have considered the same type. So you see, and it came up to the first case. So what we do here, x equals to 0, as the null factor theorem says, and x minus 5 equals to 0. So here we get x equals to 5. So we have two solutions. Our equation has two solutions, 0 and 5. Let's do something different again. So let's suppose this time we are given such an equation, 6x squared minus plus 7x equals to 0. So again, we can factor out from here x, you see it's 6x plus 7 equals to 0. And obviously we have here again x equals to 0 and 6x plus 7 equals to 0. So from here we get 6x equals to -7, and obviously x equals to -7 divided by 6. So we have two roots here, 0 and -7 divided by 6. So two solutions here. So solutions for these quadratic equations. So in this video, guys, we have tried shortly to explain the difference between incomplete and complete quadratic equations. We said that quadratic equations are the equations which have got the square in the equation, so that we have got the second degree here. It's something that we should mention all the time. It should have the highest degree too, so that's why it's called quadratic equation. And also we said that there are incomplete equations which require null factor theorem to solve. We mentioned this theorem, and also we mentioned some types of easy examples here. In our next video, we are going to go back to explanation of more different cases with complete case, and we are going to learn how to factorize quadratic equations and how to solve quadratic equations using factorization, which include complete quadratic type. Thank you very much. See you in our next lesson. Bye.